Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a coffee talk. It is Sunday, the 9th of October, 2022, coming at you from the left side of the Atlantic with my Guido mug.
And from the correct side of the Atlantic, I have the Guido Miserable Monday mug. This is possibly the final time you will see this, people. Buy one today because as of now, in the Teespring shop, links down below, you can get a new Guido and a new Pilgrim mug. Spend your dollars wisely.
Pilgrim mug is in the shop as well as a new Guido mug, as well as a couple other just goofy mugs that I've made with messing around with Midjourney. You know, I got a sort of copyright strike from those guys.
Really?
It's the ongoing the AI art scene / legal thing is an evolving deal right now, and I have a bad feeling eventually the powers that be will do something to kind of gut it or I don't know, try to control it. Because
So what was the implication? What was the
well, it was, so I was messing around with Midjourney and I'm like, oh, Shakira's really a good looking woman. And what if Shakira was a hot elf queen or something like that? So
do for me.
Yeah, I did that. So Shakira as a whatever. So it's not exactly her likeness, but it's a similar featured kind of thing. So I think that's what got hit. They're like, "Oh, you're using, art of a star. Like that's copyright, her face or whatever."
Wow.
Very interesting. So I got a note. They took the listing off. I got a note from them, and I actually put what do they call it, where you contest it or whatever. It's a different word, but I put back. I'm like, look, I made this with Midjourney. Here's the Creative Commons license that I'm working with. I am completely under, as long as my company doesn't make $1 million or more, I am completely free and clear, copyright wise, to use all of this content. This is essentially an original.
Yes.
And they're like, oh right, yeah, okay. So I won, interestingly, and pretty quickly. Yeah. The bummer is that what they do is they delete it or something. I don't know what they do. They say, well, you can't use that one. You have to recreate it, which is whatever. It's not that hard. You go into their little UI and mess around with it.
Right.
I'm trying to think of other things people might want. Right now, my current project is to make a Santa Claus tanker.
Yes.
Of some kind.
Yes.
With
a gnarly, horrible-looking Santa Claus.
No, he's gonna look awesome. He's gonna look like me, not you.
Oh no! He's got to be gnarly.
No,
he's got to be proper gnarly. Brilliant.
So we'll have some Christmas mugs. Kedge, thank you for the sub, and Wayne as well, guys. That is much appreciated. You guys are awesome. Thank you. 25 months, and where did Wayne's go? 10-month streak, 16 months for Wayne. Thanks, guys. That's awesome. So anyway, check out the store down there. Right now, it's all mugs. If there's anything in particular you want, let me know. I don't know why there would be, but it's all like pillows and posters and really
Let's not go underwear with my face on, shall we? I don't think that's going to happen.
I do have a pair of socks.
Yeah, socks is about right.
Yeah, there's a pair of Miserable Monday socks.
I do not want my face on a pair of jockey shorts. Thank you.
I haven't discontinued it yet, Midnight. That's not a bad idea. We could create a false scarcity by canceling, or maybe doing a last minute sale.
Yep. Last time of seeing this mug. If the parcel arrives this week, you won't be seeing this next week. Worth $1 million.
So the only two things that I think that would even go with just maybe this crowd is mugs and maybe socks as a joke, if it's, you know what I mean?
Or a pipe with your face on it.
Like a smoking pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they do those though.
Do they not? Okay.
That's right. Exactly. I'll create a false sense of scarcity, and then 2 years from now, after promising to never resell the Miserable Monday mug, it will come out because everyone will be clamoring for it. All 8 people.
Special offer.
All 8 people who have bought mugs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. I keep searching around it. It's fun to mess around with and see what the possibilities are. And how many? I don't know how many coffee mugs one person can have. Do you have the drawer of 800 coffee mugs?
I've got close to the same number of mugs that I have tanks in the game. Yeah, that's sad, isn't it?
I should get all my mugs out, line them up, and take a picture for everybody.
Yes, you should. Yeah, you should.
It's
That'd be
probably, and I've tossed some, but none of the good ones. It's like every once in a while you get that one from some company that for whatever reason just you kept around and you use it as your kick around mug or whatever. Most of them have a story or there's something that I did or a memory or whatever. I probably have 24.
There you are.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got the standard sort of the tank museum
Yeah.
up there with my pens in. I've got what's that one? I mean, even just around here, I've got like the best granddad. Yeah, exactly, all that sort of stuff. That sort of they come. That's cool. I like that.
That is artwork from my probably 4th grade son.
Wow.
It's
he's gone far, hasn't he?
Yeah. Well, that years ago, but it's bacon and an egg cooking on the beach.
That is nice. That is a good idea.
Yeah.
That is lateral thinking at its best.
Because you buy those, I'm sure everyone's probably done some of that 279E mug. Yeah.
Hang on.
You always buy the ones your kids make, right? Oh yeah, you got one too. Something your kid made that you bought.
My granddaughters came round yesterday. And there you go. That's
Excellent.
A 4-year-old.
There you go. There you go.
That's a 6-year-old.
Oh wow!
You just
Wait,
collect them, don't
put
you?
the 6-year-olds back up. Oh, that kid. Oh, is that just?
These are already outlined.
Got it. Okay. Still good. I thought she had drawn like that. Wait a minute. You have a bit of an artist going on there.
I know. Yeah. I'll be cashing in on that, mate, if it was.
That's pretty awesome.
Oh, dear. Yeah. You just do things, don't you? It's that,
Excuse me.
Your kids do stuff. I've got stuff in the shed that my kids have made when they were like 10. And you just drag them out and embarrass them every now and again. Oh, look, this is what you made. Oh, dear.
You know what just went through my mind as I sneezed? Have you ever seen like a person on the national news sneeze while they're in the newsroom?
No. And yet it's supposed to be live, isn't it?
How do they do that? Anybody know?
Probably
Do they have like a? I bet they have some kind of signal that they'll change the camera angle to somebody else or whatever, or they just master the ability to not sneeze.
Well, I mean, that's like, apparently a sneeze is a similar or very close to an orgasm, so that's like really hard to control. Apparently, that's what I read somewhere. Somebody's repeated what I read on Wiki or somewhere. Anyway, where were we? Sneezing.
The crowd booed you. The crowd booed you. Okay. Immediately sorry I asked the question.
There we go.
All right, we're off apparently. We're off. Let's see, what do we got going on here? Channel news. I did finish the 59G 100 Battle Challenge, so I'm
that's
done
cool
with that.
Because really that's a little bespoke tank, isn't it? So that's quite cool.
I did all right. I ended up with 58% win rate. Still a good tank with the buffs it got. I don't know how long it's been now. 3 years, I guess, probably. But I'll call that recent. You know why I'm calling that recent?
Oh, I don't know. You spent a lot of money on it. Why are you calling it recent?
No, yesterday I'm playing. And I get a message from Music Box Joey, who's a person that's actually still in the clan, and I remember him. Do you remember that name?
I do remember that name.
Yeah.
You can't forget that name, can you?
No, you can't. And he's like, "Hey, you want a platoon?" I said, "Yeah, great." So I get in there. He's like, "Yeah, I just came back." I'm like, "How long you been gone?" And I'm thinking, I probably haven't seen him for 6 months or 2 months or something like that. How many years do you think?
No. Years?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess a couple of years, maybe. No way. When the clan first started. Wow.
He said he'd come back about a year ago and played a couple games and then went back. But anyway, like 2 or 3 years. 3 years, I think. And I'm thinking, that is how you know you're getting along. You're like, 3 years feels like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember the
Where
bacon.
did your childhood go?
I don't remember the bacon from yesterday.
No.
No.
I don't remember my name, mate, when I get old. So you'll get there.
Holy cow. All right.
My house general, I think I've told you this, my house general, see, I write my name on a post-it note before I go to bed. Right? So I can get up in the morning, I can remember my name. My house general, in the middle of the night, scribbles out my name and puts rude words on there. So I wake up and I go, yeah, I'm a twat. Well, that's how it feels when she calls me that in the morning.
Get up, you twat. Get up, you twat.
Yeah,
Yes,
get up, you twat. Go
yes
make me
ma'am.
coffee.
Could I have the sticky that has my actual name on it? Because I can't remember it.
Yep. That's my life.
They call him Tim?
Yeah, Tim, the enchanter.
Next stream is tomorrow, guys. Apologize for not being able to get to it this week, but I had a busy week. I really started to enjoy that day off. It was a nice way to recharge, or it would get tacked on. But Monday's a federal holiday here in the U.S. It's also this weekend's another holiday. Is it today? Canadian Thanksgiving? Is today Canadian Thanksgiving, or is that next week? Any Canadians? Where are my Canadians? Tomorrow.
There is one in. I think it's Bravo Mike is in.
Thank you, Bravo Mike. So tomorrow, happy Canadian Thanksgiving to all my Canadian friends up north of the border. That's cool. Hopefully you got family and good food. I don't know what Canadians do. I assume it's a lot like any other fall
maple syrup
celebration.
Pancakes is what they have.
Is that what they do? Do
I don't know.
they wrap a turkey in maple syrup pancakes?
I think they do. And they go, nice.
American just no shopping. Yeah. I don't shop on Thanksgiving. I don't shop anytime, really. I did go shopping for a shed yesterday, though.
Did you get one?
No. So I have an old shed that got pretty beat up by the storm 4 years ago, and there's a couple. I mean, it took it like a boss, but it's got some shrapnel holes of stuff that was doing 155 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It has one pretty good hole that I've sort of patched up. And then it's got some smaller ones. So when it rains, a little bit of water gets in there. It's not gross, and I have a bucket to catch it, and I have covered it up enough that it's not horrible. But it's an old metal shed, and I recently had to completely fix the door. I had to actually rebuild the wood frame because it rotted out. So I did all that about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. There you go once again.
It's got character. It's got character.
Yeah, and it works, right? It's functional.
Yeah.
It's not particularly pretty, but it's in the backyard, so you can't really see it from the road anyway. And in the backyard, it fits because it's got it just sits there doing its thing.
Bit of patina on it. Bit of wear and tear.
Right.
Yeah.
And it works.
Looks the right place.
And it's all it's got. The only thing that's in there is tools and yard stuff and gas cans and crap like that.
Yeah. Things that men store in their sheds.
Yeah. Now, I would love to have a big garage. I don't have a garage. That's a bummer.
Right.
So, but
what you do is you get a big enough shed then.
Okay, so you're on the track of what we're going through. The correct answer is a garage, which is probably 30 grand at least.
Yes. Yeah, and hard standing for it to go on.
Because there's going to be concrete poured, and there's only a couple places in the yard it can go. It can't really go next to the house. That's going to behind it, just based on the way everything is. The other option is a new shed. At which point, I want to get a bigger shed, and once you start to get to a certain size, now you're like, well, hell, if I'm just going to pay that much, $5 to $8 grand for a shed, I might as well go garage.
Yes.
And then you go, if I get that $8 grand shed, the one I have works. So why drop $5 to $8 grand on a shed to replace one that works?
Yeah, so what you have to do, and this is how I got my big shed, is you have to justify it by having something parked in there that is too big, is not big enough for a garage, but but is too big for a normal garden shed. So you then go to the Alpine style sheds with the overhanging eaves, with the little windows and all that sort of good stuff. Because I park my motorbike in the shed because I do all the work on it. So it's got to be big enough for me able to strip the bike down and do what I need to do. But also it's just a shed. It's not a garage. So, and then of course you get the house owner involved because she makes the net curtains for the windows and everything else. And I've got a little armchair in there. I've got a little oil-fired stove. I've got a kettle which sits on the top and all the makings for tea. And the next step I'm going to get is a small television in there. So I can just retire to the shed with my motorbike, my TV, and my pot of tea. Happy days.
Well, there's a number of things wrong with that for me.
Right, you don't drink tea.
Yeah, I don't ride motorcycles. But beyond those two things, because I could put a coffee maker in there. That's
Well, you
valid.
could put a ride-on mower in there.
I could, but I don't have one of those.
Oh.
I don't have a motorcycle. What I do have is a '67 Vet I have to redo. So that leans towards the big garage.
Yeah.
Also, it's Florida. 9 months out of the year, you don't want to be in there because it's too hot. I'd have to have AC, which is not impossible.
There, yeah.
I could put a window unit in there if I run electricity. Blah blah blah. Yes, somebody said new siding, new roof. That is one of the options.
Could be.
I just have to go get the metal and do it. That's one of those day and a half things that I just haven't got around to.
Or clad it in wood, so it looks a little.
Well,
more
I could
aesthetic
certainly upgrade the one I had, but now I'm running into that one's just a little too small. So there is an argument for the $5,000 new shed that would be slightly bigger. It would look nicer. My wife would be happier. It has little windows in it.
Yeah, she could do the net curtains for it and all that sort of lovely stuff. Yeah.
So when I go in, I'm not climbing over bikes in the mower. You know, I have like a little path where I can get to my tools. I've got all my tools and drills and all that stuff on one side. And it would be kind of nice if it was big enough that I could do some work in there. Yeah. I could call it a workshop, Cliffy. I could. Wayne, good point, my friend.
Good point.
I know. This is a horrible time in the States, though, to buy a house.
Well, the kids have left home, so you only need a 2-bedroom.
That's true.
You know what I mean? You know, they can borrow the guest room when they come home.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. So anyway, that was we really got off on a tangent there. How did we get there anyway?
I don't know.
Neither.
Buy a bigger shed.
Buy a bigger shed.
Yeah.
Next stream is Monday. That's it for we got there from mugs. Holy cow! Maybe I could build it out of mugs. Just start.
Or if you sell enough mugs, you can afford a new garage.
Yeah. Did you notice that your cup, your mug cost more than the other ones?
I did. Yes, I did actually pay that as well. I can't believe it.
I apologize for that.
I don't mind. No, I don't mind at all. But the question is why?
No particular reason. I just didn't notice it till this morning and fixed it.
Oh, that's fine. No, yeah. I mean, I don't mind.
So I got you for $3. I got you for another $3. The standard price they charge on those things is outrageous.
Is it really?
Yeah, it sets it
would be. I thought it
sets at like $21 US.
That's a ridiculous amount.
Look, 15 is still ridiculous for a mug. You can get a mug like this in a store in a brick and mortar for $8.
No, you can't get a Guido mug for like $5.
Facts with my own bespoke art from my own creativity.
I mean, guys, we've had this conversation before we came on air. What I like about Guido's creativity is that he looks suave, smooth, educated, piloty, handsome, bedeviled. I look like a gnarly elbow. A gnarly elbow. That's what I look like with a mug of tea. You know what I mean? How does that work out?
That's what I should have written on the back of it.
Gnarly
a gnarly elbow and tea.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Oh, you said you liked it.
I do like it, actually. It sort of does fit the character, doesn't it?
What do you call a baby cow? Condensed milk. What am I missing there?
I don't know. You're a baby cow. Condensed milk.
What am I missing there?
I don't know.
I don't
C
know.
Player normally comes up with good ones.
He does, but I mean, I'm sure it's in there. But for whatever reason, I'm not getting that one, my friend. And I could be just being dense.
Yeah.
Could just be being dense.
I'm stuck with that as well, to be honest.
Now that's better, C player. That's there you go. That's
it.
That's it. Now we're on track. All right, that's it for channel news. Anything else? Any news from your side there, Pilgrim?
No, I've not played an awful lot this week. I've been focused on Daisy. I've been focused on Daisy, but I did play a lot this morning. I put in 10 battles this morning, so just to get a feel for the game again. So yeah, I can't tell you how it's gone this week, apart from today's effort has been quite useful. I think I'm 6 out of 10 wins. So, but I went out on the T32, played that a little bit this morning. I'm quite impressed with the
update to it.
The buffs to it. It is now a usable tank. I like it. Yeah, it's cool.
I've had a pretty good last 100 battles. I've sort of turned a corner.
Good.
60% win rate in the last 100.
That's better, isn't it?
2,777 win 8.
Yeah.
That's better. Which is much better. I don't know, just trying to be a little more careful, even more so than last time. I sort of shifted my tactics a bit. Dare I say a bit more selfish.
Yeah, I was about to comment on that because I did watch one of the videos you actually mentioned about over-aggressive play and so on in one of your videos just recently published. And when you look at other CCs, they are very selfish, which you're not. You tend to get, you get in the thick of it. You do a lot of aggressive play. Other CCs, and we can name them all day long, but the other CCs that seem to do that well are, I don't want to use the word hanging back, but they are selective in the engagements that they get involved in.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Absolutely. Yeah. Very selective and willing to willing to bail out of bad situations.
Yeah.
Cliffy, sorry, that may be some of it, Cliffy. Actually, yeah, that could be some of it because most of that's from not streaming. So it's also playing some better tanks. It's also a good chunk of tier 6. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's not like I did that at tier 10. So don't. Yeah. Stop the band. Stop the band. Good chunk of tier 6 and 8. Good chunk. Also, some tanks I like. I stopped. I didn't stop playing, but I wasn't grinding tanks I don't particularly like. A couple platoon events in there. One of them with Music Box. We did really well together. So there's. It's not just one thing. It's not like I figured it out. I now have the right tactics and I'm perfect or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. But it has gone better. So for all those reasons combined, which has been nice because I've been.
Is it overall? Is it a better experience? Are you enjoying it as much as well? Because I really enjoy getting in there and getting stuck in. I know I die a lot quicker, but I do enjoy getting stuck. I don't want to sit back and wait for things to happen, for example.
So that's a good segue. No, that's a good segue because it's part of what I brought this up. I was on Reddit and there was somebody had put a picture of Quickie Baby, and I guess they were trying to do a meme where I YOLO win and die first and then blame my team, for not following up or whatever.
Yeah, another feeling.
So, all the standard comments. Well, actually, he responded on that. He's like, look, he said something to the effect of, that's true, but I try. What did he say? Essentially, he says, I try to not always do the super try hard thing to, take a relatively slow game and make it exciting when I'm streaming. It's entertainment. So I might try stupid things or do something different. I've played, he's like, I've done every map 2,000 times. So let's have some fun kind of thing. So it was I thought it was good. And then he thanked his community and then he mentioned, the haters are going to do their thing and it's, gives them a laugh and all that stuff. I thought it was a good point, actually. Overall,
it is a good point. The trouble is when you're as public a face as the CCs are, the skills and the Quickie Babies to use some extent.
The big ones, yeah. Yeah, the big ones, yeah.
Well, when you're a public face like that, there's an expectation that you almost always win the game, isn't there? You know, there's that, oh, we've got Quickie Baby on our side, we've got this, we just sit back and let it happen, we're going to win this battle. Or skills with us, easy battle. So if you go off and do something that's not expected, or something to laugh at, you're going to get haters going, well, you know, you mugged us off there, guy, because you're supposed to be the bee's knees, the best thing since sliced bread, and you went and drowned yourself or something. You know what I mean? I know they don't, but so there is an expectation. You know, there's an expectation from your team that they're on the winning team because they've got the big CC with them.
Yeah. Cliffy, my understanding is it was a capture from a stream, so somebody had been watching him, and in that particular game, he had YOLO'd and died.
Right. Okay.
You know, he was. I don't know the exact details of that event, but what I gathered was he was just blasting around, having a good time, decided to do something super aggressive.
Yeah.
So, and I do that, right? You guys have seen me do that. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to do this. I know it's a bad idea, and then I'm dead, and off I go. You know.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing for me. It's like, all right, and I think that's why I rail against the whole more careful, use your teammates as screens and all that stuff, while at the same time understanding the usefulness of it, and understanding that really good players kick my rear doing that stuff all the time. But that being said, it's a video game. You're having fun. Why not make it a race? And you and I have done it together. We were like, hey, let's take these 2 tanks and do this, and then we're dead. I'm like, I guess that didn't work, you know?
yeah, we've done that. And although on occasions we've done things like the Valley of the Noobs, and actually the rest of the team came with us, and we actually creased the opposition.
But that's why you do it. That's why you do it, because that's fun. That's entertaining to some extent, I think, anyway.
Yeah, I think so.
And some people will be entertained by somebody doing sweaty, try hard, trying to do everything perfect every time. That's entertainment for those people. And if you read the comments, it's a standard internet comment thing. It's like everybody's got a different take on it, different opinions. I'm not saying either one's right or wrong necessarily. There are some that are wrong, just because people are idiots. But you know, most people have a nuanced. It's their angle of things and what they like or don't like. But that stuff's always fascinating to me, how that goes down. I see it a little bit on my channel. Every once in a while, you'll get somebody come in there and you know, disagree with what I'm saying, which is fine.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's bollocks. Sometimes they say stuff and they haven't even clearly watched the video.
Yes, exactly.
Which is, again, fine. You know, people can watch 1 second, no seconds, and comment, or the whole thing. It's kind of whatever. Generally, I try not to answer the real. You call it haters or whatever, but people who are just trying to start a fight, I kind of let that go.
Yeah.
Occasionally I'll answer it, but I try not to get into the mud slinging. You know, if you get down there with the pigs and roll around, they just like it, right? Both of you get dirty and
they love it. They love it, don't they? I'll tell you some of the funniest times, and this is not me personally, but the funniest times I've seen in battle is when the old mountain goating was still possible. You know, and you get people that would climb up the black areas on the map, and they'd be at the top, and they'd be sniping from the very. And you're like, that is so funny. You've actually taken time out to find a route up the block. You know what I mean? It's funny. It's like, how do you shoot that guy from the top of the map? You can't get at him. You know, he just sits there plinking at you.
Right.
So I think that's cool. I don't know why Wargaming took it out. Actually, it's quite fun.
Yeah, Steven, that's right. That's his name, right? 006 Walst.
Yes.
He is pretty funny. They do a lot of crazy stuff. It is fun to watch his stream on occasion when he's got a bunch of guys going. My only issue with him is he gets a little, not salty mad, but there's a lot of, I don't know, there's just a lot of language and stuff going on. Which, whatever. People, it's fine. But it is funny. He does have a good time. It is fun in terms of he enjoys himself while he's doing it in general. I don't know if I've ever seen him get mad, like really mad. But I'm sure.
No, I don't think I have. No, I think he just does it for a laugh. I think he does it for fun. There's nothing serious about it.
Yeah, it seems like a good dude. I put it in there. It's missions and specials. We're really getting ahead of ourselves, but it doesn't matter because we don't care around here. Wishbone Snap. Wishbone Snap. That is the code.
That is it.
Yep. Wishbone Snap. Put that in. It's a Centurion Mark V plus Commander AF's missions and whatnot. But let's go ahead and we shill.
Yes, let's chill.
Let's
get the blue light going. There it is.
There's a couple things going on. Stop it. Stop. Jeez Louise.
Oh,
All right. Let me prepare the battle space here for just a second. All right. I got to pop out the old comments section here so I can watch what you guys are yapping about. Then I got to do a little. Come on in over here. And I got to do a little this. And then, is this going to work? Hold on a minute. Where is it?
is there no one button setup for this? Is this what you're telling me? Steam Deck, whatever it's called.
G, go. Oh.
I'm waiting.
It's horrible. It's horrible. It doesn't work. I don't know why it doesn't work. Oh, wait a minute. Did it work? No, it did not work.
Something's come up.
Anyway, yeah, well, it came up, but not because of my Stream Deck failure.
Oh, right.
Stream Deck failure. Hey, did you know Waffentrager Legacy is still going on?
Until the end of play today, is it not?
Correct. I do need to go kill a few more guys in the Waffentrager this afternoon. Exactly, Cliffy, exactly. Because I guess you can get one engineer's thing by killing 20 people in the Waffentrager, and that's all you got to do.
Okay.
I'm not going to finish anything else. I don't really care. Guys, I got to tell you, man. I feel, on the one hand, Pilgrim, I feel a little bit bad.
I hope you do, because you got the gold one.
Right, because I am a CC, and they did give me access to the gold one, and I haven't played it once. And that's a bit of a disservice to
I'll play it later on.
It's a bit of a disservice to the players because you run around, they kill you, they get stuff. But on the other hand, wasting my time on that mode makes me want to... Have I mentioned gouge my eyes out with a rusty spoon?
Yeah, get the old big marker and draw your eyes on your glasses.
It's horrible.
No, I've done it once. Only because I'd bought the big package and got 50 keys and all that sort of stuff. So
yeah.
You get them. So I've done it once with the Praga. I quite like just, as occasionally. And I'm just waiting for the thing for me, it's time gated, and that just totally mugs me right off. Because I've got to wait until sometime tonight to get on and play the last battle,
Now, for everyone who likes it, good, great. That's fine. But it is, to, once again, beat a dead horse, a theme we talk about a lot around here, to me, it's just not World of Tanks. There's nothing in that interests me. It's not close enough to how the World of Tanks is played. There's special power-ups, and there's freeze modes, and there's grab the power source and run to the generator, and you have shields, and
yeah, I know.
I don't care.
But you do get bombs out of it.
And that is the only reason. And once that's unfortunate. Because that is a carrot. That is a carrot that people want, and those are valuable. But that is a horrible, horrible way to incentivize playing something.
It is. It is. They should do more 7 versus 7. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Standard tanks.
Which comes first, right? The chicken or the egg? The gameplay or the reward? Which comes first?
See, that is a difficult one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Depends very much on your outlook on life.
Good point, Bitwise. And you know where else you can get them? Playing your Tier 9 Premium.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so if you spent out on a Tier 9 Premium, go ahead and get your bonds. Why not? You've paid money for your Tier 9 Premium.
That's right, Bogey. It is. It is what it is. Okay. What do we got? You can get the 114. It's back faux sale. It's $50-something. You can use coupons on it. So mine got it down to $51. Speaking of Tier 9 premiums that get you bonds, there's one right there. These are the packages. The not package is way at the bottom. Once again, they've started to do that again. The CDC is out. Get it while it's hot. No, don't buy that thing ever. T78 is quite a good little TD. If you want a nice little Tier 6 money-making machine, that's your man right there. That is your man. M41D is the Bulldog Chinese version. It's the same thing as the rest of the versions. It's mediocre, but fun. I actually like it. It's not great, though. IS-3A destroyed the game. Enough said about that. Primo Victoria is back, so the Sabaton thing is back in action. This comes with a crew, I believe. Yes. Ooh.
Still a massive price, although you get 15,000 gold, 5,000 credits, and 30 days of premium.
Speaking of crew, we got something coming up here.
We have
some other tanks here. These are the tanks that were last week, I believe. These are exclusive. I think these are Twitch, Amazon Prime things. I believe you may or may not have those in your garage or in your list here, in your store. Here is the standard one. It's $57. Got down to $51 with a 10% coupon. Got Sabaton stuff. I wanted to cruise down to. Oh, look at this. This special offer is all the way on the bottom. What's so special about this offer? What is this?
No.
T78. This is 23. What are these other ones?
Federalist style, and that's it.
Okay, that's just the tank, I guess. This is that has 14 days. All right, so for another $5, you can get 14 days of premium. That's actually a better deal, really, if you're out of premium. Yeah. Virtually nobody here is out of premium.
Yeah.
Most of the people watching this have 700 days of premium.
I know, crazy number of days.
But I do like how it's at the very bottom, though. Wargaming, whoever's in charge of your store has dropped the ball yet again. It's a mess. Fix it. Fix your mess. I wanted to come over here, though. It might be in specials for you new folks. Oh, we're getting nothing. Oh, there we go. What's it doing? Is it this? Here it is. This is not a bad deal. If you're new to the game, this little T127 Tier 3 is a good tank. You get 7 days of premium, so you can try the game out. You get a pretty good Tier 3 premium tank. You get 500 gold to mess around with and 500,000 credits, so you're not scrounging for credits, at least initially in the game. That will come, never fear. But that's a decent deal for a new player. Yeah?
I think it is. I mean... Yeah, I'll agree with the 7 days to try it out. 500,000 credits, 500 gold. Yeah, I think so. You could probably... The T127 is quite a nice little Tier 3 as well.
Yeah.
But will it catch people and get them interested? Probably not. Not if they can go out. See, my thing is, if you're going to buy something as a new player, the odds are, if you're going to spend money, you're going to go and get yourself a premium Tier 8, aren't you? You know, because you just want to play with big boys, don't you? You know?
Yeah. This is the drug dealer. The first one is free thing.
Yes.
Even though it's not free, it feels free at $15. Still, though, honestly, I like the game. Clearly, I've played it for years and years and years. If you're brand new and you're watching this and you're like, well, how do I kind of get into World of Tanks? I would get this.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because it's 7 days. So that, yes, sometimes you would say, well, get 3 days and do a weekend. But that gives you 7 days to sit down for a couple hours a day and just check it out. This Tier 3 is a good little Tier 3. As you're raging around at Tier 1 to 3 and just starting off lines, and you want a tank that can compete at Tier 3, which it can. I mean, it's not fantastic, but it can compete. It's a good little tank. Yeah, very few people are playing Tier 3, but you can go beat up the bots. You can go on the South American server and just get your stats. Well, even on the US, they'll put bots in down the low tiers. You can trash the bots and stuff. Of course, there'll be the SEAL clubbers down there beating you up, the platoons of 127s. Although I don't know if that's as much a problem anymore, to be honest. I haven't been at Tier 3 for a long time. We should go down to Tier 3 and rage around one time when we stream.
That would be interesting. Just on stream, just do it the once. Just take the op Tier 3 into the battle and then lose dramatically. That would be fun. Like leaping off cliffs and things like that. That would be great.
I have done a bit of that the last week. Some pretty good failures. Dark Front for Halloween. Not really, Mustang. No, it's the same thing. For me, it's the same thing as Waffentrager. I don't know. But I have heard that. I know people liked it. I thought they were going to... They might still do something like that, Mustang. There is a Halloween event, I believe.
Yeah, still time, isn't it?
So you might get a version of Dark Front or whatever it was. I don't know. Drive around, pick up goo. But I think you might get something like that. So hang on to your hat. You could get your wish on that one. Let's see. Okay, so what else we got going? Missions and specials. Remember, Battle Pass Season 9's going. It's till the end of November. Is that right, Pilgrim?
Yes, I think end of November. I want to say 26, but it could be earlier than that.
29th.
29th.
Yeah, so it goes to the 29th, folks. You got till then to knock that out. I am now on the 3rd chapter.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
I paid for my 3rd chapter. I use gold to get rid of it.
Pilgrim throws money at it. Pilgrim chucks the money at it. All right,
The spare
fantastic.
gold I've got from Christmas. Still.
Awesome. All right. Waffentrager ends today, as mentioned earlier. It is Canadian Thanksgiving. Million pugs. Is anyone doing that in chat? Is anyone doing the million pugs thing?
I'm not doing it consciously.
Well, there are missions that are just in game. You don't have to do anything. They're just there.
Yeah.
But good question. Good question, Bitwise. So you go to the page, web page, come down here, you slide on down, fetch fantastic rewards. These are the missions that are in game. There is, folks, a store. Let's go over there. There is a store in your depot. So go to your depot. Go down here, which is underneath me, but the little parachute. Here, it's right here. So it's right next to your Twitch drop store, your gunslinger thing. Click on that. If you haven't been here, you have some of these coins. I have 26, and there's some stuff you can get. There are some kits and things down here. There's some styles. I don't know if I have this Chinese ceramics. I might go get that. That's actually, it looks pretty cool. But, you know, free large kits and automatic fire extinguishers are always nice. Now, there's another part to it, though.
What's the other part?
The other part, and this is what I'm not, first time chat, Jambar, been getting them. So, has anybody added the plugin? Okay, Cliffy does have the plugin. Okay.
Okay.
So there are various schemes like this. I call them schemes. I'm not trying. That sounds like a negative. There are various websites like this that have browser plugins that if you shop with certain places, you get rewards from that place. And then you can get discounts, or you can get cash backs, or there you go, cashback style, or you can go buy something with those coins or whatever the currency is that website does. Yep. And then they get some kickbacks and stuff off of it. I don't know, man. There you go. It's like airline miles. So this one is specific to gamers. That's their angle. Their angle is gamers, and then they partner with various games. I think they have EVE Online, World of Warships, World of Tanks, and a bunch of others you've probably heard of. There's a link to the website there. There's a link to the website on this article. Right down or up here. So you can click on that, which is pretty funny that they don't make it a big button. Like they're completely partnering, and then it's buried in the text, but whatever. You click on that, it takes you to their website. There you go. So shop online, get game rewards, sign up, and there is a browser. I don't know if you can do it without the browser extension. Maybe, I don't know. Here's some of the companies though that if you shop with, you get points: Walmart, Uber Eats, DoorDash, Petco, Best Buy, Grubhub, Booking.com, New Balance, Walgreens. So, you know, some fairly common companies right there. And then you can shop online and earn pugs and all that stuff. Bitwise, that's where I am, which is why I bring it up. That's exactly where I am and exactly why I bring it up. I don't know, man. I don't know, because my problem with these things is one of their revenue sources is selling information.
Yeah.
And they always, especially when they start, they always say they won't do it, but they always renege.
Yeah.
Or there's some verbiage in it, and there's some things they sell and some things they don't.
Yeah.
You know, it's always chicanery. We're going to get to chicanery later on as well. There's more chicanery going on.
Yeah.
Tracking software.
Yeah, exactly. Tracking software, or, you know, even if they're just farming my data out to some other company, and then I start getting hit by ads every time I open up my browser. I'm like, what's this shit that's come down? I don't want any of this stuff. I don't need knee braces or toenail clippers. Thank you very much. You know what I mean? You know, these weird things that you get advertised at, and you're like, What's that all about? It's because somebody sold your data on. So
Yeah.
yeah, emails
I mean,
from
you know,
bots.
people have sold your data. You've signed up for 100 things. Both you and I have, Pilgrim, that have sold our data. So it's not a case of me going, I am the perfectly safe internet citizen. I never get my data sold because I don't do well. I do plenty of stuff like that, but I do try to at times limit it, even as I fail to limit it overall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but yeah, no, you make a considered judgment. If I'm buying, I don't know, if I'm buying mugs from Guido's Teespring, I'll accept the fact that the cookies will be placed on. You see that advertising your mug?
Yeah.
I'll accept the fact that cookies are going to go on my computer for Teespring.
Well, I take all of your emails and I sell them.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. I have 7 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's worth 0.009 cents. Yeah, all that stuff's done in mass. That's a complete lie. I don't sell anything like that. I don't even have your emails from that, so don't worry about it. But yeah, rationalization is a big thing. But it's a considered rationalization, which is what Pilgrim just said. If it is important enough or worth enough to me, then I'll make those decisions. Right now, I look at that and I go, somebody mentioned it. I don't really shop at a lot of those places. I almost never go into Walmart. Very rarely do I go to Walmart. It's not that I hate Walmart or anything. I just don't. There's nothing in there I really need. I go to a supermarket for my food. I rarely go to department stores to buy stuff because I don't just go buy doodads. If I need something, I'll go to that store and get it. More often, I order it online. I have so much crap in my house that I can't even really imagine needing anything much, unless it breaks.
Yeah. The problem for me with Walmart is that although it's costed a very reasonable rate, in fact, it's cheaper than most outlets, the airfare I have to pay to get to a Walmart negates any savings whatsoever. Yeah.
There is no refutation of that logic possible.
That is not.
No. I mean, for you to get, let's just say you're going to the closest one, which is probably New York, with the largest hub. That's probably you would probably be cheaper to go somewhere other than New York because you would have to get transport in New York, which could be expensive. I should look that up. What's the cheapest way for you to get to a Walmart in the
Philadelphia.
US?
I reckon Philadelphia is the place to go shopping.
Do they fly to Philadelphia from England?
I've no idea.
Atlanta and New York and Orlando are the 3 that I am aware of.
Right.
Maybe Washington potentially for the diplomatic stuff. Yeah. Detroit, that might be the cheapest. So you'd have to get the cheapest airfare, and then you'd have to figure out where the closest Walmart was and what is the cheapest ground transport to get to Walmart for Pilgrim.
Then I'd have to spend enough money to make the trip worthwhile, wouldn't I?
Is there
I'd have to buy Walmart, wouldn't I?
I thought about that. Maybe it's in Canada, actually. Canada.
Do they have Walmart in Canada?
Is there a Walmart in Halifax, Nova Scotia? Maybe that's your cheapest way. Now you could go. Well, you can get to an IKEA in your own country.
Yes, yeah. IKEA.
I was going to say you could go to Iceland and go to IKEA or something, but you might as well go to Europe for that. But you have it.
I'll tell you a story about Iceland. Right? I was sent there as a representative of Her Majesty's government when I was in the British Army.
Oh, good Lord! Is that when the Icelandic War nearly restarted?
Yeah. This is after the fish wars. The fish wars.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So Margaret Thatcher was up there on one of these G7, G9, whatever summits many years ago. Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah, naturally.
Prime Minister, yes.
Maggie.
I was sent up there to be part of the security detail up there, and she came out to speak to us all, the Brits contingent, and she brought out, bless her, a tray of whiskey because it was cold up there. Don't get me wrong, it was cold.
Yeah.
She brought out a tray of whiskey, and on the tray she had all these glasses of whiskey for us, and she had a glass of whiskey which had a double measure in. We all had singles, and she had the double measure. And she's like, she's a bloke dressed in a dress. She was, I tell you. She downed this double. She said, "Come on, boys, get it down, you." And the way she went, man. But she was a star for doing that. Came out, gave us all the whiskey. So I'm proud owner of the fact that I got a whiskey served to me by the Prime Minister in
That's
Iceland.
awesome.
Bless her. There we go. Sorry, tangent off.
Here's another tangent. Do you know how I just went through and added the avatars to this scene?
Yes, seen that.
They're gone again.
They have gone again. Well, you've gone. My ugly mug's still up.
No, I just put it back while you were talking about Maggie.
Oh, was it? Oh, look, there's yours. Oh,
Yeah.
Yours has to be huge, doesn't it?
Why did it do that?
I don't know. Perhaps it's time limited.
Odd. I don't know what's going on with that. All right. Because there's no save function. It's like you do that, it just sits there. It was quite literally there and then not there. It was...
I'm just
Now you are here.
I know I'm 5'6".
Soon you will not be here.
Why is your avatar bigger than mine? I know I'm a hobbit, but you don't have to make it so bloody obvious, do you? I wouldn't want
Okay,
mine any
hold
bigger
on.
anyway.
Jeez Louise.
No.
Grumpy hobbits, man. All right, there we go.
Grumpy hobbits, bigger
Yeah.
head. Yeah, thank you, Archery Bugs. That's what it is.
Alrighty then, where are we? Let's take a look at the missions and the UI. Don't think there's anything big going on in here, but just for giggles, see if we can see what's happening. Harrier's missions, haven't done those. These are all... This is where I was talking. You can get one engineer starter just by destroying 30 vehicles in a Waffentrugger. I'll probably do that later today. I guess I'll get the gold Waffentrugger out sometime later tonight and let people get a couple.
Yeah, you should do. You should do or feel very guilty about
Right.
it. Yeah.
I do feel very, very guilty. Mission Possible. This is the Million Pugs thing. Now, we did get off on a tangent on the million Pugs. You don't have to do a single thing to do these in-game missions, and they just kind of happen because they're not very hard. Win a battle, 1,000 damage, and play a battle. So that store that's in your depot in the game is separate from signing up for anything. Just go into the depot like we talked about earlier. Click down here on the parachute, go up here and click on this, and you're going to get freebies just by playing the game. So make sure you do that. There's some kits in there, which is probably the best deal, I think, out of the whole thing. And there are some styles, too, in case you're needing styles.
Yeah, if you like styles, it's there, isn't it?
There's the SWAT thing. I don't remember what this is. What is SWAT? I don't remember what that is, to be honest with you. Anybody remember what SWAT is? Is that the current... I think that's the current Prime thing. There you go, Cliffy. Thank you. It is the current Prime thing. So keep on trucking. There's some goodies to get with that. That's always nice. On track is 11.5A and the mod 65. Battle Pass. That's the one I bought. 2-watt salutes, because why not? And then here's your Canadian Thanksgiving Special. Again, this is a weird one. 240,000.
Wow.
Is that a significant number? Is 24 a significant number? Oh, it was camo. Thank you. That's why the asterisk. That was my next question. I couldn't figure out the asterisk. There you go.
Yeah.
At least it doesn't have a pop-up that tells you. It tells me that it's the main in-game currency, but it doesn't say camo whatever was comped 240,000 silver because you already had it.
Yeah.
Hold on.
It doesn't tell you that.
But why? Every other camo just keeps piling camo into your account.
Yeah, because it'll just increase the quantity of camos you're holding, doesn't it?
Why
Because 3 get you the 3 seasons. Well, dependent, isn't it? But if you can get. Yeah, it's starting to get complicated now because you can get one for the barrel, one for the hull, one for the turret, one for the track. So
now we're tracking. See, we're getting the info. It's a unique camo you can only have one of because if you have it, then it's for the sent one. Thank you. There you go. And Gary Doucette, welcome. He's from Canada. He's from Canada. Fantastic. I know we have lots of Canadians in here. That's good stuff. All right, and that's it for the missions and specials. You got anything to add for missions and specials there, Pilgrim?
I haven't. I think you've covered it quite nicely. I'll just let you know that drops have dropped again.
Excellent.
Cool.
Get your drops. Use your coins. All those images of you guys, the new Zero Skill Christmas crew. Yeah. We're getting to that. But we are at an hour, so we're going to take a 5-minute break, my friends. And it's time. I'm almost done with my coffee, so I've got to go recharge the coffee. You guys do the same. Get yourself some hot coffee, hot tea, hot cocoa, maple syrup in Canada, drinks or whatever it is. And we'll be. And now the dog's barking, so that's fantastic. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
A mysterious chap who spoke in a tongue with strange dialect. He offered his help to the mighty Guido to bring some laughter to his love of speedos. To the coffee talk they both came, to bring the message of winning ways to all and sundry and the masses. Yes, that's right, lads and lasses. The damage counts and flexing back will keep you on the right track. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. So in what, if you want to progress, then seek out Guido nonetheless. With his sidekick Pilgrim, he has a message that to win you must be aggressive. The position and place that you must seek, for the winners only, not the weak. The guru speaks, so listen well. His voice rings out like the Liberty Bell, to bring you all to Unicom land, or to die hard trying in the sand. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. To the swamplands came the mountain man, to teach his wisdom and pay his due. A man with a name only known to a few. To his followers his words are true. Guido is the man, big and gruff. He used to fly jets, but now he does the tanking stuff. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. The mountains are home where he watches the moose and hummingbirds aplenty. But he saw the need for the Watt community to have a guru and lead them gently. Down the road to Unicom land will die, trying hard in the sand. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. sketch and various means to lead you to the promised land of WR. Win 8 and damage counts. That a mortal man is only stuff of dreams. Win your flank and then go back, was his mantra for the pack, to which they shouted, "Yes, bossman, that we will. Win our flank and then flex back." Guido.
All right, my friends, we are back. Oh, wait a minute. That's interesting. Huh.
Oh, interesting.
Well, earbuds. That's weird. The earbuds were turned off for some reason, but people were hearing you. What is going on here?
No brutes in the house.
Oh, Brew, what's up? I'm assuming they were hearing you. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think, yeah, because they were responding. So
I don't know what's going on. All right, anyway. I've lost control, Pilgrim, once again.
well, you know,
All right, we're
at some
back.
point in the stream.
Apparently we're back. Let's go to subjects du jour.
Yeah, let's go to subjects.
1.18. 1.18 is Tuesday.
It is.
Yeah. So we got 1.18 coming out, and the big thing there is 6 cents for all my friends. So we have an article out that talks about how they're going to do this.
Oh, yes.
It concerned me a little bit based on the way they were writing it. What I think is happening here is, and they've made it as confusing as possible about the way they've written it. They're going to take 6 cents, they're going to make it automatic for all commanders. If you had your 6 cents trained to 100%,
Yeah.
then you'll get a new skill. And I don't think it matters where you trained 6 cents, I think. My concern was when I read it, what it sounded like was, say you did 6 cents the first skill, you would get comped that experience. Well, if you're on your 5th or 6th skill, that's not even close enough to get another skill.
That's how it reads when you first read it.
It is, but I think...
Yeah, if your commanders already possess 6 cents perk, the XP you spent to train the perk
Right?
will be fully compensated upon the release.
That
So
doesn't...
the first skill you trained, that's not getting you another skill in exchange, is it? If you're on your 4th or 5th.
It's not, dude. So that's... But now if you go to the table, though, it says if you're at 100% on your crew member and you have 100% 6 cents, then you will get one of your choice at 100%. There's no XP discussion in the table.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Right? So that's entirely different than the verbiage.
Yeah.
Right? My assumption is they would have to do it the way the table is showing it. But hey, you know what, bro? Checks in the mail. I can't prove that in any way.
No, and then if you read the blurb below the table, it says if the 6 cents perk has not been trained to 100%, then the experience spent on it will go towards reaching 100% of your commander's major qualification. The remaining experience will go back to the commander experience pool, so you can select and start training a new skill or perk of your choice. This new skill or perk will be automatically rated to the same level as the original 6 cents. So if you were 70% of your way into your 4th skill, and it happened to be the 6 cents skill was your 4th skill, then you'll get 70% of whatever the other skill is.
That's what it should be. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
That's what it should be, and that's kind of what it shows, but not really, because they don't give you that case in a table. This case is different because what they're telling you here is if for some reason your major qual isn't 100%, you're going to get nicked.
Yeah.
Which is complete bull cack.
Yeah.
For example, and I don't know why you would do this, but if for some reason, I mean, say you've got a 4-skill guy, you know, and 6 cents was the first skill you trained, but you've changed his major qual and you didn't use gold for some reason, and he's not quite 100% on his major qualification. When they do the conversion, that some of that skill is going to fill in the, and that's not much because it doesn't take that much to get a major qual, but that will be shaved off the top end.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. The remaining SP is only enough for 41% of the new skill.
I mean, whatever you do, Wargaming, don't just leave major qual alone and just comp straight across the skill. However you do it, please don't do it in any commonsensical manner. Just make it as complicated and goofy as possible.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. We did. Okay, perfect.
Yes. Well done. Thank you. Thank you, Wargaming.
I think, except for this stupid case, I think what's happening here is you will pick a skill at whatever percentage. You'll pick a new skill. The 6 cents will go away, and you will pick one from the list of commander skills, and it will be 100%. That's, I think, the only fair way to do it, and I think, based on the table, that's what's telling you. That's not what it's telling you.
No. No. What it's saying is... Well, look further down when it starts to talk about 0 perk and 6 cents.
Yeah, that is... Yeah. If you have trained 5 perks, including the sound detection, you will now be able to set sound detection as... Yeah, you're going to set something as the 0 perk. The perk will no longer be on your list of trained perks, and the XP you spent to train it will be compensated and automatically redistributed in the same order as the fully trained. Okay.
I mean, if that's the case, Brothers in Arms...
Okay, this table shows what I think it should be doing. So I'm pretty sure that's how they're doing it.
Yes.
Pretty sure. Because this is what it would look like, right? And this is how it should look for any other of the class. Well, not necessarily, because this is... I'm trying to think here, because this is a 0 perk thing. So for 6 cents as a 0 perk, you get to pick something to be the 0 perk item. And essentially...
So you change it.
Yeah. Well, you have to. You're getting... Instead of just picking a skill, you're picking the one that goes in the 0 perk slot, which is...
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. In theory, you could pick any of them that you like. Realize you can't change them, so be careful with that, I guess, to some extent.
Well,
But
I think mine would definitely be Brothers in Arms all the way down.
I mean, it shows this commander... Yeah. It shows this guy, after the update, being where you would expect it to be, right? You still have your 3 skills, and you have one at 40%. Which is what you had to begin with. So that's... Or 4 skills. Yeah, 3 skills, 1 at 40. 3 skills, 1 at 40. Plus you have the 0 perk, which is now a free skill, essentially. Or not 0 perk. Got to be careful with that. What do we call the 6 cents thing? It's no longer a skill. It goes away. It's not 0 perk. It's not anything. It's just...
The makeup of a commander.
It's just a commander. It's just something a commander has, yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's a game mechanic, essentially, at this point.
Yes.
Yes, Cliffy, it will never be unlearned. So I don't know. Maybe it requires a little thought for a commander 0 perk. What would I put? Something I wouldn't even ever really need to change. It doesn't matter, really. You could put Brothers in Arms. Really. Who cares? Yeah. As long as it's not something goofy that you look at that later and go, oh, like, don't put... Say your commander has radio skills. Don't put any radio skills in there. No. I don't know. Like a radio relay or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because that's useful.
It doesn't actually... Wait. If you retain your commander to loader... Well, that's interesting. Could you retrain commanders and a bunch of commanders and build a 0 perk? No. No, because it's just 6 cents. Never. Wait.
No, you could if you had 5 commanders in the barracks of different. They'd all have to be the same nation, wouldn't they? You couldn't change the nation.
I was thinking you could build 0 skill, but that's not true. They would have to start as a 0 skill.
Yeah, if you had 5 0 skill commanders sat in your recruiting slot, which very few people would have.
Well, you can't change those, Cliffy, right? So it's specifically for 0 skill 6 cents. Now, those commanders would probably have 6 cents, but you're not talking the 0 skill thing. You're talking the standard action. So, which I think that's how it works, from what I can tell. But that's not what this says. When they start talking XP,
no,
it's different for each level of skill.
It reads, if your commanders already possess 6 cents perk, the XP you spent to train the perk will be fully compensated.
Yep.
Then automatically reads. What that reads is, if that was the first skill, that's how much XP you're going to get.
Right.
That's how that reads. It doesn't read.
Or if it was the third, if for some reason you trained it on the 3rd skill.
Exactly.
You'd get more XP. But I don't think that's what's happening. I think that's just an unfortunate doofus that wrote that doesn't really understand what's going on.
No, because that would be so unfair. If you were on your 4th or 5th skill, and that happened to be 6 cents, and you've lost that now, you're not going to have anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to have anywhere near the same.
Yeah. They're also going to change the UI a little bit so you can tell what is a 0 skill, which is nice. Although that's not what that shows. So slightly redesign the current interface, clearer and easier to navigate. Special commander features and 0 skills perks will now be displayed separately. Okay, they got more examples. That's a commander feature, okay. And then commander feature, training level. Did they say that and then fail to show us an example of a 0 skill that's not... Oh, 0 perks, there you go. What? Skills. Okay. This is the selection screen, it looks like. In theory, I guess when you click on that, it'll, if your guy's already has his 0 perk, it will show you which one it is. I think that's what it's telling us, maybe.
I think, yeah.
Holy crap, are you... These are all commanders that have the 6th sense, which is a feature. But I don't see any way looking at this. Why do they not have an example of a guy who has brothers in arms as a 0 skill? How does that look? Is it over here too?
Yeah.
It's not there. I don't know.
I don't know about you, but a lot of people do train brothers in arms as the first skill.
Well, yeah, but there's 0 skill. No, I'm talking 0 skill, like 0 perk.
0 skill PI,
yeah. Some people...
That would be useful.
And then this one doesn't have the tab for 0 skill, so I don't even know why it's in there. This one has the tab. No, it doesn't. Okay, this one has the tab. There we go. There's a 0.
I don't know. Oh, yeah. Hang on, the 4th tab. Are you on the 4th tab now? 4th window.
Yes.
Right, so that's showing a BIA.
It does.
Oh, somebody's mentioned it. Cliffy's mentioned it, yeah.
Well, except that I think this is showing you the selection window, or this is a crew member who you haven't selected your 0 perk for yet. So it's showing you the things you can select. So what my question then is, when you say I selected brothers in arms. So this person had 6 cents as a 0 skill to begin with. So it got moved into the commander. She's a commander. Now you get to pick something else to be the 0 skill. my question then becomes, after you do that, if you click on that tab, it should show that one thing that's a 0 skill.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. This is going to be interesting. I mean, until we... when's it coming down on Tuesday?
But then I ask, how come I can't tell here?
Yeah. Why is it so complicated? Why isn't it in the interface?
Or is there something else also off to the left that for 0 skill stuff? Because this is no longer, unless this is a picture of commanders that have 0 skill 6 sense right now before the conversion. That I don't know.
But they don't. No, yeah. No, but they don't.
Maybe.
Hang on.
Maybe, Cliffy. Maybe. I think you're right. I think that is the 6th sense commander feature. So there doesn't appear to be anything anywhere on this particular slide that shows you 0 skill. This one doesn't have the tab. So they just have a commander feature. Training. I don't even know. I guess that's just showing you that it's commander feature. Shows you right there. This one is the same slide, I guess. Just letting you look at the pop out for some reason. And then this one, I think, is a pre-selection 0 skill person that you're about to pick a new 0 skill perk. Or skill. They call it 0 perk, but some of these are skills and some are perks. It's never...
It's never... What makes you think Wargaming don't understand their own game? I'm flabbergasted.
It's a 0 perk. Yeah, but it's a skill.
Yeah.
No. When it goes 0, it's a perk.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I give up.
I don't understand.
Just go to the corner and bang your head on the wall. I think that's the answer.
I think the upshot here is, I think it actually is fairly simple. It's just their explanation is pretty funny.
Yeah, it's convoluted, and as usual with Wargaming, there's just a whole load of niff-naff and trivia thrown in there, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they could have made it so simple. Just
Not
so
now,
simple.
Cliffy.
One-liner.
Not anymore. Now you have a 0 skill.
Yeah.
Because you might pick repairs.
Yeah, you might.
Anyway.
Hey ho.
Anywho, that's that. I'm glad we sorted that out for you guys. You guys got this all straight?
Yeah, they'll be rocking and rolling when it all kicks in.
I think we're making a mountain out of a molehill. I think it's going to be fairly straightforward. I don't know if this... that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that any of your 0 perk people, when you look at their card, will have this tab. And you can click on it and you'll find out what their 0 perk is. Also nice is you will know they have one because they have a tab.
There you go.
But the bummer is, though, from what I looks like, and who knows, maybe they didn't show the picture, maybe it's there. It would be nice if on this tab, like just looking at this right here, you could tell if it was 0 perk person, or in the in the barracks, something that said, oh, there's my 0 perk person.
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe it's there. Maybe I don't know. It's unclear from that example. Okie doke. That was fun.
Right, there we go. Cleared up
6
now.
cents
We
for
all know.
630,000 apparently, Pilgrim.
I can't believe that number, but my goodness me. Almost, well, definitely like 2/3 of a million, isn't it? I guess.
Just around midnight. Well, you could just stay up all night for it.
Yeah, you could stay up all night.
630,000 guys. That's the number of RU accounts that have transferred to EU.
So when we're talking RU accounts, I'm probably assuming that it's not predominantly Russian players, but more likely players from let's say the democratic countries, from the democratic countries that have decided they don't want to play on the RU server, whatever.
Yeah, they had an RU account and they moved it back. That's my guess.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah, I would imagine, like Cliffy said, I think it's a lot of alts coming back to EU people, EU players who had accounts in RU for whatever reason. It's not like I have on an EU, so it's not that amazing. It's not like
It's a big number, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot of people. Or a lot of
Big
accounts. I
number.
don't know how many people it is. It's a lot of accounts.
If the RU accounts were in the region of one, I remember last time I read it was like 1.2 or 1.7, something like that, million.
I mean, my goodness, think about if you had unlocked your 279E or whatever on the RU account, you could bring it over to EU and sell it.
Yeah. Because that's going to happen so much that. Anyway.
I'm not condoning that action, but I'm just thinking, you know. Common test is up, or not common test. The update will be on Tuesday. That's my understanding. We do have some map changes, guys. Let's check this out.
Oh, I didn't see that.
So first is Live Oaks. Right, so you've got the train tracks cruising along down here. People go, there's the dip, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
The city brawl. So they're changing this part and the city brawl a little bit. So the city, that's what it looks like now. Right? And this is what it will look like after. They've opened up this corner hugely. Also.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
So this is what it looks like now. You know, remember, it's got the... stop it, dumb thing. It's got the... I don't know, that square there with the water tower, and it's very tight fighting kind of in this little area down in here. But they're going to open that up considerably.
Well, the water tower was always useful for a hold down position.
Yeah.
But I guess it's a bit more open now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very interesting. There's a lot. That's quite a change right there for that city.
I wonder if the tracks will no longer be a feature then.
Well,
the city's a lot more playable.
We're getting there. This is the approach to the city from, I think, the south spawn. Yeah, the southwest spawn. So they're getting a dip. That's a hill right now, or a very slight hill. Remember, if you try to get the city, you just get shot in the side constantly.
Yeah.
Because scouts get into the town and they shoot you from the hill and all that crap. Well, now you've got, looks like a hold down way, at least a lower area. Taller tanks might still stick up. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't know really what it looks like over here, to be honest. But they've dipped that a little bit. So that hill is no longer there. Also, less of a...
Because the tendency was to hug the red line on the left. And to try and stay as far away, wasn't it? You know.
And also less of a defensive spot for stopping guys coming out of the city. Although, well, I was going to say there's more trees, but there's not. So that happened. And then this is the approach to the other cap, which has a very strange change where there's just a little hill put here. Which is, I don't know, I guess you could go here and kind of peek around and defend and get bombed by Artie. So I don't know how much use that hill is right there.
Yeah, it doesn't look... Until it's played, you won't know, but it doesn't look right, does it?
Yeah, and I don't know if there's some other minor changes to elevations and things in there that might be a difference. I don't know. It doesn't look like it, but who knows. And then what... was it Cliffy saying that? Bitwise. Yeah, I don't know about this one, man. This was interesting to me. I go back and forth on who has the advantage here. It really depends on the team. But this is what it looks like now, right? You can come up here and you come around this corner and you try to get into the dip. But now there's a lot more space here. And I guess technically this side had a slight... Well, I don't even know if they had a disadvantage. I thought they had the advantage. It seems like I do better coming from this way. But if the enemy team gets up in your face, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Until you actually get on the map and see what the ground and the terrain's like. But it doesn't...
I don't know what problem this is fixing.
No.
The only problem this is fixing is sometimes you get guys that get, and it's off the map or off the picture, it's over here, where they get hold down and they can, on this portion, they can shoot through here pretty easily, but I don't know if that's such a huge problem.
I'm very rarely, I think I've encountered that as a problem, but obviously enough people have, or there might be some other sort of...
Well, it's like sometimes
once you get in game and you look at it...
Sometimes on these changes they do stuff and I can't figure out what the problem is they're fixing.
Yes.
And maybe it exists. It doesn't mean it isn't a problem. The way I play, maybe it just doesn't affect me, or maybe I'm not noticing it. That's very possible. This one, though, this is the approach. All right, so once you win this and you start heading, I think, north right here, This is where
Yeah.
people fall back to these bushes back here, and it's very hard to push up. So what they've done is they've added a couple buildings in here. So you kind
Non-destructible.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I was
So
gonna
that's
say,
kind of
that's
interesting.
fair enough.
Yeah,
That gives
yeah.
you can get halfway and still be in cover, I guess.
Or if you're defending, you can go up to this building and go
Yeah.
side
Yeah.
scrape off the side of this building. So
Yeah. That's quite
very
interesting.
artyable. If there's arty, you can be artyable.
Yeah.
It will
But
be hard.
anywhere on that map is pretty much artyable. Artyable, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
that's what I
fairly
thought.
open, that map.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was. I don't know if this is helping the push or the defense. I think the
Yeah, I
defense
think it's more
because
defense, isn't
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't think this needed more help on the defense, but whatever.
No, well, somebody somewhere made that decision, didn't they?
Yep. So that's
Doofus, as you call them.
yeah, that's live oaks. No, some doofus. Cliff is getting some changes. I honestly, none of this. I don't know. None of these changes to me were something I even thought were needed. This was interesting. So TDs will get up on these little hillocks right here, these little hills, and they can shoot
Yeah.
across up to you. So I've been hit by TDs camping their cap on these hills.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoop. Now, it's a small amount of elevation they don't have, but it may make some difference in sniping the top of your tank as you're working the ridge up here. But it does give them some hard cover to side scrape or hang out behind. So
Yeah, but
it seems like a push to me, to be honest.
Yeah, you've got more when they were on top of the hill. You had more of a direct shot on, whereas now you're firing at more of an angle.
Right.
So
Yeah, you don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
if you're
Don't know.
if you're covering your hull, you should get more bounces off
Yeah.
the top there.
Now, what this will affect, though, because it goes hand in hand with this change, right now this is all open. So when they were on that hill, and sometimes you came around this corner if you were a little higher on the hill there, and sometimes even in the flat if you were a big tank, you could get hit by TDs as you poked around. What they've done is whoop, put some stuff blocking it.
Yeah.
Put some stuff blocking it.
Which, yeah.
No,
I guess
the
no, that's useful. No, I think that's useful.
I don't know if the North spawn can do that from someone poking. I've never really seen anybody sit there and shoot them, so I don't think so. I don't think so, Cliffy, but maybe. I've never tried that. I don't know. What he's talking about is sitting down here and shooting across to here.
Yeah.
I think this big rock here blocked that. Whereas from here, from this one, up to here, there was nothing blocking, but now there seems to be something blocking, and they took the hill away. The little hill. So I don't know how useful it will be then now to sit. I have been thumped many, many, many times by TDs sitting here when I'm poking up over here or fighting in this middle bit. I don't remember really being hit from somebody down here, certainly up here on the sniper hill. But you have an analog.
Yeah.
You have an analog on the west spawn over here.
Yeah.
So that's happened. This I can't tell what the change is here, to be honest. It seems like that's what it looks like, and then they lifted it up or something. It talked about a rock, small intermediate.
No, the ground's flatter on the after.
Okay.
That's all they've done. They've
Well,
raised the ground.
I think actually what that's going to do is make it a slightly better hold down spot when you're peeking over this way, because right now this is pretty steep, and even with 10 degrees of gun depression, you really even can't use that. You have to come around the edge. So maybe that's flattened out enough to let 10 degrees, 8 degrees use it. I don't know. Possible.
But we generally go to that spot anyway, don't we? When we're on that map, I tend to, depending on what tank you're in, but that's my go-to place there because you can work.
Yeah.
You can work the ridgeline on there.
Well, I always go up to the ramp up top and just do spotting and cheeky shots and stuff. But all right, so down here, this rock. Excuse me. This rock has been expanded, much larger.
Okay, all right.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I can't understand why, because you normally get there way before the enemy can spot you, so you're already moving.
One thing that might do is limit shots from the sniper hill into guys crossing or moving around over here in the heavy brawling area. That might block it's back behind it over here.
Yeah.
The west spawns. That's it right there. So this sniper hill.
Yeah.
That might, with that bigger rock there, might block some of the shooting into people who are coming around this corner. I think it already blocks a good amount of it, but it's going to block some more, I think.
That because the terrain itself is such that it blocks it. So, you know...
Yeah, McKay, it might be.
Have to seriously expose themselves. Really.
I don't see a lot of people sit there, though. Some do. But usually you're there because you got trapped.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Your slow heavy came up here. There's a bunch of arty, and then the guys get up here, and there's a guy spotting you, and there's some guys here, and your dudes aren't doing anything to keep them from peeking. And if you try to cross that open area, you get shredded, so people get stuck there quite a bit until they can get a safe approach forward. So it does give you a little bit more there. Yeah. So, McKay, it could be some arty protection kind of ideas for sure. So that's happening there. This one, so this is now on the other side. And what this says is a pit where light and medium tanks could drop to was removed.
Again, I can't.
I don't know. Maybe people were getting stuck. The height of the rock was also reduced to open a line of fire at a hill. Oh, look at this. The height of the rock was also reduced to open a line of fire at the hill from the base. Great. That's awesome. So, apparently now...
You don't need to move forward. You can just sit it.
McKay says he's been there. Is it here? Is it down in here or something? Can you get stuck in this like little crevice or such? Because that's what they smoothed out. Looks like you can actually come off this now without dying. As long as you're careful. Looks like you can drive right off of that.
Yeah, it looks like that, doesn't it? It looks like it's drivable.
Yeah.
Which means the good old TDs are never going to leave base, are they?
Yeah.
Is it that significantly lower that they've got shots over the top of that now?
Well, I don't... Are they talking about the top of the hill?
Well, maybe having to go at the lighthouse up that way.
Not. It doesn't look like you can shoot this. It looks like maybe to the very top of the hill. Okay. And so that remains to be seen, but that's kind of interesting. And then this was a solo boost, which I've never seen used. I guess... Wait, which is the new one? Old, new. This is old, new.
I'm not sure.
Is it this crevice here you can sneak up?
I want to say, yeah, that must be it because I can't ever remember trying to boost. I know you can come down onto that from the top.
Oh, yeah, you can slide off in lots of places on this hill, actually.
I've never tried to get up that, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe, okay, so maybe there is a way then to get up the hill, like scooch this and then climb up, and you don't have to risk. You don't have to risk going up. So if someone's used it, I've never seen them use it, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Obviously, they think it does, and they're cutting it off. It looks like now you can't do it. Is that right? Am I looking at the right thing? This is old. This is new. Yeah, so this is new. And that's old. So there you go. I don't know. It is higher. You can see they've raised it up and put a bunch of soap rocks and stuff there that in theory, you can't get up. Looks like you can still get down, though. No problem.
Yeah, I mean, because that was either an escape route if you were on this spawn, or an attack route if you were on the other spawn.
Yeah. All right, Westfield's getting some changes too, folks. We can see them here. Interesting stuff here in the north, a place that I don't see get used very much. A little bit of change here. The city significantly. This, we'll get to it. I don't know why. This, again, whatever. And another kind of whatever to me. So this is the corner. This is what it looks like now. It's that corner. It's a hold down spot, and people do go there, and it can be useful to keep the enemy team from coming around. It does get thumped by artillery pretty hard, so it's fairly limited. It's hard to get out of once you get into it.
Yeah, it's very much as I'm stuck in this position. Isn't it?
Well, you're
Get
talking about
there,
going
you're not
from the
gonna-
other way bitwise. Yeah, I mean, if you can get in there, then you can start pounding the guys who are over here. That's true, but I don't think this is going to change that much. But it makes it very rocky.
Actually gives more cover, doesn't it?
Well, and there's another rock here too, which is going to be useful. So
Yeah.
look at this. What it looks like now, and then it's going to look like that afterwards. So, I don't know. What problem is this trying to fix? I'm not sure.
It actually, for me, if you're in one of the the British tanks with good gun depression, that's going to make that such an OP position for that type of tank,
This rock is extremely useful.
isn't it? Just
I mean, that's
It is your
about
cover from
the
arty. You
best
sit
arty
behind it.
cover on this entire
yeah.
section of fight, and you can side scrape
Yeah.
off of it from both
Yeah.
sides.
and if you've got good gun depression, you're gonna absolutely be murdered. Imagine a T-29 in that position. Not that it goes heavies don't go there a lot, but put a T-29 in that position there, you're there all day long, aren't you?
And I don't think they've
I think
addressed.
that's a distinct advantage now.
I don't think they've addressed the fact that this position, if you can get into it from this way, shreds the guys that are down here. It looks like that's all still
Absolutely.
there. To me,
Absolutely,
there's
that
another. Is that rock? Oh, that's rock might be further back than I thought. Is that the same rock as this? I think it is.
Oh, it might be, yeah.
It's a little bit further back than it looks from this view. Although it looks like you have a line of fire right down this area here. You know, right down
I mean,
through
they've actually admitted the wreckage was added square C1, functioning as a pocket that allows for completely hiding the tank hull from enemy fire. The only way of digging anybody out of that position there was from further up where that sparse tree is, that corner. You could get in and you could snipe the tank that had to push up and expose part of its hull. Now, any hull down tank, it doesn't have to move from there.
Well, what they're saying is they've made this so steep you can't use it now. I don't know if that's
Oh, really?
necessarily true, but it is
I don't know.
steeper. It's definitely steeper.
Yeah, but I mean, there's ways and means of doing steep hills. If you can go
Yeah.
sideways on or 3/4 on,
But it's not
You
as
don't have the
easy.
same
I
gun
think
depression.
it's not as easy. I think is what they're saying.
well,
I've never really had a
I'm
problem
not-
with this. This is a later. This is a later in the hill battle position.
Yeah.
It does stop. It does stop stupid people from just trying to drive around the corner. But the real battle is on the hill there, back
Well, it
and
is,
forth.
well, it is,
So
but
I don't know.
how much exposure you're going to have trying to get around? Remember, if you could push quite hard from the opposite spawn, you could get around that corner, and then you could hole up and just put side shots on the heavies.
Well, yeah, but I don't think this changes that. If you can dive down
don't
in there
think
now,
so?
no. Look at this. You've got this little section to just shoot into there.
Yeah,
It may be even harder to. Well, it is quite steep, so I don't think you're doing any hold down right in this section. That's very steep. Over here, maybe, but there's limited lines of fire from there. So yeah, I think they're just trying to stop people from getting right up in there. Now, a lot of times, if you're slow on this map, as it looks, if you're slow and you're crossing right here, you eat some shots in the side. But once you get there, you can be. That is a good spot. Once you get there, I use it once in a while. But also, too, in addition to, this is what the other side's corner looks like, but now they've added some nice. And this one right below it shows it even better.
All right, that's going to give you protection
Right.
to get.
So this
Well,
comes
yeah.
out, this hangs out. So now
Wow.
you've got some ability to sort of do this side scraping, heavy fight thing going on here.
Yeah.
City's changed.
Yeah.
The city is having a bunch of. So, or is it added? Hold on. Whoa. Oh, added. I thought they were taking stuff out. Interesting. They're adding buildings. Okay. I was looking at it wrong. They're adding buildings. Huh. Look at that. Changing the
Yeah,
direction
but
of some.
they're repositioning one or two of them on the left-hand side, if you look.
Well, and this section right here is getting several new buildings.
And 7 new ones, but on the left-hand side, it's repositioned, so there's more of a line of fire there.
That's what they look like. A bunch more buildings going in right there. And that was difficult because if you're trying to run away from the city and they got up over top, there was just no way to get cover, and now it looks like there's
Yeah,
some
and you
things.
get shot from across the valley as well because you've
Yeah.
been spotted. Yeah.
I never noticed this road is a circle here. I don't. That's new to me. There's another new building. This is such a mess trying to fight in here. Adding buildings is just painful. So I hate going in there because I have a hard time figuring out what I'm looking at and where things are. And what I can shoot through and what I can't shoot through. So anyway, the buildings are changing. This position, okay, I don't know. Gives you maybe a little bit better ability to kind of peek around here and deal with guys in these bushes. Because right now you don't have a whole lot of ability to get covered.
Well, for me, that crossing point there, where you've just had your mouse cursor get a bit higher up on the map, that's the danger point, not here.
Yeah.
Not where they've changed. The danger point is that crossing point, because if they've got a light on that knoll at the very top at the back, you're spotted crossing into those bushes on the top right-hand corner.
Well, it happens from both sides.
Shredded. You get absolutely shredded there.
Yeah. You got to be fast to get there.
Yeah.
But they've given you a little bit better hold down over here, a little bit better protection. This is the same view. Although it's just not much, is it? It doesn't. It looks
Not
like
really.
more than it is.
They've reshaped it as opposed to resized it, haven't they? Yeah.
Maybe they've made it less usable. That angle looks less usable.
It does, doesn't it? It looks like you're higher up. You haven't got the dip.
Yeah. Don't know. They've been a way off, maybe.
I love that. Rocks were added and the terrain was changed on the cliff squares to prevent vehicles from accidentally falling.
Yeah, because you could fall off that. So now there's...
Brilliant.
That's whatever. Accidentally fall. Who cares?
You
That
got better launch
was
off for the
raised.
for the jumping off cliffs now.
I don't know what this is supposed to do. Maybe make... Oh, did it...
Ah, rocks to remove to prevent vehicles from jumping on them. That's not fair. We want to jump on tanks.
Oh, yeah, you'd hit that and get all squirrely or come off of that, yeah. This one... This is that sniper spot, sniper schnitzel that people like to sit in and shoot across.
Yeah.
They've raised it up, so maybe it's less useful now. Maybe if you're sitting there, you're not hold down or as protected, potentially. I don't use that position, but that might be what's going on there.
Yeah, it has raised slightly, hasn't it?
The tree has been removed to enable you to knock it down in double bush. Where are we talking? Which position? Oh, did we talk about up here? Oh, right. Look at that. There's a tree gone. There you have it.
Ah,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
point. Yeah.
Oh, so you could knock... Where were you double bushing? You talking about
Right,
sitting
the
here
one
and
from the
shooting
left, yeah.
shooting that way, potentially? I don't know if I've ever done that. Yeah, the tree has changed. Somebody mentioned this is super test. I don't know if I misspoke and said this was coming in the patch, but this is all super test stuff. So, I am a fan of the iterative changes to the maps. You know what I mean? And I
Well,
like...
it does. It changes it up, doesn't it? It gives you
Sure.
a different experience. Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I think they need to try to fix problem areas, but I don't know if it always has to just be fixing problem areas. Some of it could just be they want to change it around.
Yeah,
So that's all
it
fine.
doesn't have to be a problem. Just change it up. Give it a different experience to that particular corner. You know, it's fun when you come across... Well, it's frustrating sometimes, but it's fun when you come across there's been a change.
Yeah.
Because I'll go into training rooms and have a look at that, actually, later on today. Or when's it... No, it's on Super Test at the moment, so it won't come out for ages, will it?
Yeah.
All right.
So this... There's two things. Now we're back on... We're going to go on to chicanery here.
Yes.
You will recall that we on this channel, using the royal we, have discussed multiple times about what exactly is going on with this Lesta Studio thing and how much we believe in the virtue of signaling of divesting from a Russian company and all that, without getting into the politics of the war and all that kind of thing. The effect is that they have cut off, they said they broke all connections to
Yeah.
World of Tanks in RU, and they renamed it. Well, there's their new logo. Now,
Oh, yeah.
if this was actually a competing company, and they came out with a logo that close,
I think they'd be sued.
they'd be sued in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
So let's not kid ourselves with what's going on here. Now you can add that to this little gem. Lesta Studio changed its founder again. I think owner is what that means. That's a translation thing, I believe. To Lesta Hong Kong Limited.
So it's now a Chinese firm, is it? Yeah. That means the Chinese server will now mesh with the RU server. And they'll have all these bespoke, weird and wonderful tanks that you can't get hold of, including the Waffenschlager.
Yeah, that could happen.
Oh, yeah.
It could go the way of the Chinese server and they could be doing other stuff. Or it's all the same people owning it. The money's still going to the same people, and we've played the shell game, which is clearly what's happened here.
We're holding up the moral high hand.
Yeah.
Aren't we just?
Yep. So it's a business decision, right? And anyway, the difficulties of them operating in there based on the way they were structured, connected to a essentially Western, sort of, not really, but company that has a lot of ties to the West. Now they can skirt around that whole thing. Now they're coming in the back door because China and Russia are buddies. And what do they care if they split it into two? They've lost some efficiencies, but they're still making money. And when I say they, it's whoever, this money eventually goes to, which is clearly the people who own both. Bottom line. So we've done a shell game thing here with ownership. We've done a wise business, not we as in me, I'm not involved, but they've done a wise business decision to split the companies up into something that will work in terms of the current geopolitical situation. The only thing that bothers me is the whole virtue signaling. Look at me, we've done the right thing.
Yeah.
That's the public-facing side, whatever. It doesn't really matter. No, not necessarily. Yeah, they are hedging their bets. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Oh, Zimbo's in the house. Good day to Zimbo. The bottom line here is that when the sanctions are applied to RU companies, Russian companies and Belarusian companies, the only way they can get round carrying on the way that they want to carry on and making money and all the rest of it is to do what they've done.
Sure.
It's got nothing to do with we support the Ukrainians or we don't like what the Russians are doing. It's all about how are we going to keep the money flowing. Oh, what we need to do is make, it's like everybody knows about shell accounts. And
well, let's not kid ourselves. Companies did that all over the world during World War II and World War I. They shifted, where their headquarters were.
Arms dealers will sell to anybody if they can get it right.
Well, and some companies were doing business with the Germans and the Allies. And to some extent, the Germans and Allies knew that, and it was beneficial for them, and they were getting supplies they needed, so they didn't worry too much about it. No. So it's it's not like I've discovered something new. It's just interesting to watch it happen.
It's the moralistic viewpoint that they've put out that gets the light goes.
Yeah,
I couldn't care less what they do. That's their business. They want to make money. Whatever. But don't come out and tell me, because I'm not stupid. Come out and tell me we're all for denying this horrible thing that's happening. So we've done this to make a point. No, you haven't. You've done it so you get the money still coming in. Why don't you just say that? To keep the business solvent, we've had to do this.
Yeah.
Simple.
Hedging our bets, as somebody said. So it's not a surprise. It's not some great discovery by Guido. It's happened in the past. That's the way the ball bounces. But when you see the moralistic posturing, then at least you understand what's going on. As if I think everyone here does. It's not like I'm telling you anything new. I just think it's interesting to bring up because it is part of the current scene, right?
Yeah.
It's part.
Insurgent Wrath, absolutely. The RU server will now sell the 279 early and the Chief. Of course it will.
Yeah.
Along with the Waffentrager E100. Why not?
I could see in the future, depending on how all of this goes, and ideally it stops. That would be nice. We're actually going to talk a little bit about that in just a second, not in terms of individual, because there's another little interesting thing here we'll get to in just a second. I could see them at some point potentially getting back together. Obviously, the geopolitical situation will have to change.
Yeah.
But then again, maybe not. Maybe when because frankly, for the end owner, where the money's actually going, they don't care.
exactly.
They would care if there were
money
enough
flow is
efficiencies. They would care if there's enough efficiencies, but right now there isn't.
No,
So
if the money flow is consistently the same as it's
Right.
always been,
yeah.
they're not going to change back. Why should they?
Or maximized, how because you're going to do
Or
that
maximized,
calculus. You're
yeah.
going to be like, all right, crap. Well, 5 years ago it was better because we could kind of work together and stuff. But this is our situation now, and here's how we maximize it. All right. That being said,
Yeah.
this one is crazy. Oh, where did I find that? Is it not here? Did I go buy it? Did you guys hear about the Russian soldier that got captured?
Oh, it's by the maps. It's down on by the maps.
And the headline.
On the right hand side.
It is by the maps?
Yeah, it's down by the map changes.
Did I roll by it already?
Yeah, you've gone past it. If you come back down to the map changes,
Yeah, I see him.
keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. It's the last map. I think. There you go. Oh, there you go. You've just passed it. Come back.
No, that's the logo.
No, come back. It says there on the right, Russian soldier ended
Oh.
up in Ukraine in captivity because of world attacks.
There it is. All right. So, again, I don't want to get into the geopolitics of it, but I watch if if you're military, one of the things you talk about is if you get captured, how you comport yourself. How you,
Comport yourself.
yeah, how you react, what it is you do or don't do, all that stuff. And the more training you have, the better you are at this. And it really largely depends on how the enemy treats you and all that kind of stuff. So we have this kid, this Russian guy on the left, and we have the Ukrainian dude on the right. I'm not going to go through it, but the long story short is it says because of World of Tanks. What happened is he had a bunch of debts. And one of them was a significant debt because he stole someone's credit card and bought World of Tanks gold with it.
Yeah.
So that's what he did with it. Got caught, went to court, lost the case, owed somebody 300,000 rubles or whatever the settlement was. However, the Russian court stuff does. So basically, he had to pay. Well, he didn't pay, basically on the lam or ignoring it or whatever. Eventually, the authorities came for him, was saying, you got to pay. In addition to that, he was getting worked over by a TikToker, apparently, in Russia. She made him a moderator, and he was sending her money.
Right.
So watch the video if you're interested in it. This is the Ukrainian guy's asking him a question. He's kind of working the poor kid over. Obviously, the kid's terrified. You can tell him as he's sitting there. You've been captured by the enemy, and now you're being videoed, and your dirty laundry's all over the world, and it's a big propaganda piece. Clearly, that's what you do. We don't. The U.S. doesn't do that. The U.K. doesn't do that. Actually, rarely, if ever. It's actually Geneva Convention violation, frankly, but that's a whole nother thing. You're not supposed to use prisoners for propaganda. So
Or war work or anything else.
no, which is what Ukraine's doing. So when you start thinking Ukraine's the only good guy here, you can consider that. But I just thought it was fascinating, and it's horrible. And he shouldn't be invading a country. I got it. Essentially, what he did is he signed up for 3 months to go to Ukraine to pay off his daggum debts.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's the situation. That is the situation, in my opinion, in Russia, is that, with the exception of a very few professionals, the Russian invasion was one of the biggest con jobs that the Russian people have ever been subjected to.
Well, TL,
People are making decisions because they're being told it'll be fine, you'll be home in a week.
yeah, TL, you're right. Yeah, that is not. You're right. Yeah, the guy who owes $1,000 for in-game content. It wasn't $1,000 of in-game content. It was something like $80, but his fine was 300,000 rubles, which was somewhere around 800 or 1,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
So he had to sign up. That was his option. And when you say only RU, or when you say the RU won't follow it, what I'm telling you is this is Ukrainians who made this, so they're not following it either. But there you go. That's all I'll say about that. But watch it because it's tragic that this kid is, that this is where he is, right? Unfortunate.
All told, it's probably just as worse the other way around. But so to judge, we have to judge both sides. That's what I would say.
That's kind of where I'm coming from.
Yeah. Yeah, TL.
Propaganda.
Bottom line, it's not a nice business. People have a very romantic view of it, but it's not a nice business at all.
Mm-mm.
Right the way through, from the beginning to the very end, it's not a nice business. It's not
True
supposed to
facts.
be a nice business.
You have a contest?
Oh, I've got a contest for
All right.
500 gold. Get your wiki fingers moving. We have a 500 gold competition today. Right. And it's
Did I
not
get
an
it?
easy one.
Did I get it right?
You never answered.
I did.
Did you?
Oh, okay. Go ahead. I think I know the answer.
Okay. Well, you can always type it in Discord, and I can say yes or no.
Nah, just go for it. It's in my
All right.
brain. It's in my brain.
It's a very easy one, guys. You'll get this. It's in your head, is it?
Yeah, my brain's about that big.
About that big?
Yeah.
That's a pilot's brain, is it?
Too many G's, shrunk it.
Exactly. Wayne, you're so close, you won't believe how close you are.
Ooh.
And Clippy, you're even closer. However, the question is, Wiki Fingers at the ready? For 500 gold, doesn't matter if it's NA or EU, here we go. The K2 Black Panther is a main battle tank of which country? The K2 Black Panther is the main battle tank of which country? Oh, TL Wiz, you're on the ball.
That's what I said. That was my Wakanda forever. Wakanda forever.
Wakanda.
Elbonia. That's right.
Elbonia, yes. Oh, bogey, never mind. But TL Wiz is the winner for this week's competition.
What is TL Wiz referring to with Elbonia?
I don't know. Elbow.
Mm-mm.
Gnarly elbow.
Nope. Nope.
No?
Nope.
I don't know. What is the answer to the Elbonia quiz?
Boom. Dilbert. Well done, fellas.
Dilbert. Ah, Dilbert, yes.
Well done. Well done. Yeah.
Are you giving 500 gold out to 8 Hussars for that?
No, that was just a bonus.
All right.
That's for bragging rights. 8th Hussars can now brag.
You can brag.
That's right.
Yeah, Wiz, I think I know your in-game name, but you can always send me a whisper.
Hey,
In case you get it wrong and send it to somebody else.
Somebody sent me a note. I can't remember who it was, but he's advertising for what's a charity, Extra Lives or Extra Life or whatever. Did that get put into the server?
That's in Discord from your Discord manager.
Good.
Yeah.
Feel free to support that, guys. That was approved by me. It's a good little charity. They do stuff with the gamers and whatnot, so feel free to donate or whatever. Another 500 gold, baby. Well, I think we're near the end. Tragically, Pilgrim, near the end. I will be streaming tomorrow. We will not forget to raid today, though. Today we will not forget.
Good. Don't forget, next Sunday I may or may not be here, so you might want to ask any of our wonderful, wonderful viewers if they'd like to come along.
That's great. If anyone is interested, send me a note in game or on in Discord or whatever. If you're interested in coming on next Sunday and taking Pilgrim's place, we'll make you an avatar.
Yeah, not as gnarly as mine though.
Not gnarly. Not gnarly. Maybe a little gnarly. Potentially a little bit gnarly. All right, let's see. Who shall we go raid? Who we got? Dun, dun, dun. Probably nobody I know, because nobody in the U.S. is silly enough to be up 7 in the morning on Sunday streaming.
Not Armour out either. Randall Green, put it back in your trousers.
Ooh. Ooh. Who did he say?
You know who he said.
Oh, Amaranth.
Yeah, that's the one.
Changing into bikinis over and over again.
Oh dear, oh dear.
I don't know. Let's just
Now
go.
that would be interesting if I did that. That would be cool.
That would not be interesting. It would be horrifying. We're still trying to find the right size tank tops.
We are.
Yeah. So once we do that, it should be fine. All right, who we got? I think you find anybody, man. Anybody got a good suggestion? What do you?
Zimbo says grow up cider 301. Is that sweet?
He is up. Yeah, I saw him.
There you go. See, Cliffy wants a pilgrim hot tub stream. I don't know. I don't know.
That'd be absolutely horrible.
It would, wouldn't it? Gnarly old hobbit with hairy feet sat in a hot tub.
Where is Grow Up Cider? I have an English filter on, but if they don't have that, then I don't see them. So I may have to get rid of the filter, and then I have to go through all of the various RU and German and everything else. Yep, I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to get rid of that tag because that tag is messing with me. There's old. I guess I don't really need to see it. I could just type it in. I think we've rated him before. Yep, there he is. Oh, I can do that, and then I can see God Pack. All right, let's do Grow Up Cider. All right, guys, thanks for coming. Much appreciated. I will be streaming tomorrow, probably in the 10, 11-ish in the morning kind of thing, or so. Maybe a little later, depends on what's going on tomorrow. We'll do 3 or 4 hours tomorrow. I will probably play a little bit later today. Maybe if I have some time, I might stream some gameplay later today, but no promises. Don't know. You guys have a great rest of your Sunday, Pilgrim. You have a great rest of your Sunday. We'll see you in 2 weeks or on stream tomorrow, whenever. And then if any of you are interested, let me know. Send me a note. Come along. That's all I've got. We're starting to raid.
DL Wiz, I've got it, mate. Don't worry.
Much appreciated. 4, 3, 2, 1. See ya.